Hi, and welcome to a Saturday afternoon live card making tutorial. Today I have for you big sunflower texture, small greeting, one gorgeous card idea. I'll be using the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. And I wanted to do something a little different with it. I thought, okay, of course, yellow for sunflowers, but I wanted to go a different direction and have some fun, and I did. I had a lot of fun, and I believe you will enjoy my card too. So let me start by introducing myself. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 24 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. So let's have a closer look at this July release online exclusive. So if you haven't seen it somewhere, this is exactly why, because it was released and pictured online only. Look at this. This is big. So it's so big that you can turn it however you want and do uh, larger than the regular cards. Beautiful, isn't it? And it's a 3D embossing folder, so the embossing is going to be really deep. This is an online exclusive, and let me warn you, it's already in low inventory. Of course, people are asking right away, where did I'm seeing this folder, where is it? And I checked before I came on, and but it was still available just a couple minutes ago. So if you follow that QR code or the link under the video, you can still go grab that before it gets sold out. I'm assuming temporarily. You never know with online exclusives. Well, hello, Miss Patricia. And so I'm so glad I see that there's several of you here on a Saturday afternoon. This isn't a typical time for me, but I was busy yesterday evening. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So what we need to do is emboss it. And for that, let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh, Miss Robin is here. Oh, she got hers yesterday. Well, I can't wait for you to see what I do with it and see what you think. A friend saw it yesterday and just really liked it. And actually, the other friend I really want to get on camera with me was here, and we were playing around. So what I have here is my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, with its handy dandy handle, and it folds up like this. And let's see, we got Miss Mary here. And oh, fantastic. It's so great. Miss Robin can't usually join us live, so what a treat. Okay, so now what we need to do is build what's called a sandwich. And for that, I need plate number 1. This comes with a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then we have, now normally you wouldn't never cut on just this because you could cut into it. But we will be embossing in this 3D folder. So the sandwiches, this will be directly on here. And then, are you ready for this? Here's the color I chose, Blackberry Bliss. I know, I was playing around, and so move it around where it looks good. For me, I wanted to catch this part of it. I liked that best, right up over in here. Okay, and then pinch together, and you want the I'm trying to think, the hinge to go through first. Somehow there's less pressure on it. Easy, super easy way to remember it. The Stampin' Up! Logo facing you. Okay, and then because it's a 3D embossing folder, the regular cutting plates, if you use 2 like you would with a standard embossing folder, way too thick. 1, not thick enough. The specialty plate is included with the purchase of a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And you can purchase it separately, and I have it listed separately if you're on YouTube or my blog, because it will also fit the big shot. Okay. Oh, and Miss Mary can watch live. Oh, fantastic. Oh, gosh, that's good and early for you. All right, so we're going to crank this through. Yeah, I thought about there's Miss Adelaide. I thought, maybe it'll be earlier for her too. I missed that you were here, Miss Adelaide. So yeah. Okay, and so with it a 3D, the embossing is just so deep. Is this not gorgeous or what? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. All right, so we're not done. I want to use the Wonderful Thought stamp set. This hello, isn't that pretty? This is so pretty. I didn't want to cover a lot of it up, so I looked for a small greeting. And then what I have, are the coordinating dies right here. And this one will fit it perfectly. So this is a pretty cool die set because I can die cut the words in here and just all around it. We're, trying to fussy cut, but I end up using the little label die. And so what I have this on, let me quickly show you, are one of these magnet cards that I get from Stampin' Storage. And I've got that right here for you. And Stampin' Storage is a separate company from Stampin' Up, but they have products to get us so organized. And one of my favorite things are these magnet cards. I mean, see all those small dies? They aren't coming off. You know what? I need to plate that flower, and I just noticed those hearts. Um, and so keep you all organized, and then I slide it into one of these pockets. And so there are the QR codes to pick these up, okay? And then look around because you can deck out your craft room. Holy smokes, can you deck it out? Hold just everything. They're amazing. Okay, so what I need now though is, and I wasn't done with my QR codes. So I am going to use right here, instead of plate number 1 and plate number 2 for the appropriate thickness, I'm going to use my Sizzix magnetic platform. And let me show you that. I've got this too. And this I picked up on Amazon. And see, this fits obviously the Sizzix Big Shot, but also the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And as I say, I think every time, it doesn't make me a perfect die cutter, but it makes me a much better die cutter. And it saves me time and money, but more important, my time. If I can die cut it right the first time, fantastic. Okay, so let's hide that and come back. Okay, and so what I have here is some basic white cardstock because I will be stamping my greeting on here. And whenever stamping on white cardstock, you absolutely want to use the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish to give you crisp, clean images. All right, so let me grab the die. And this is not just a rectangle. It has a little bit of an angle to it on one end. That rough edge, that's the die cutting edge. Let's place that down. So our sandwich, plate number 1 and 2, or the magnetic platform, a cutting plate, and we will cut on that. And avoid trying to always go to the center. Try to cut other places. That helps your to keep your plates from warping. And another plate number 3, set it on there. If you scoot it on, you're probably going to scoot the whole daggum thing. So let's scoot this on. And there we go. And I don't know how well you can see this on the camera, but do you see that shape is really nice? And then you have an embossed line, and then this is raised up a little. I mean, it is just taking this little die and making it super duper fancy. And then see right back on here, and I don't need to be concerned about losing anything. So all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And if you're quick enough, you'll be able to pick up this gorgeous embossing folder. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's do our stamping while I have this out. And what I have here is a Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad and the hello. And so that is a photopolymer. It's clear. And anytime I can stamp a label afterwards and the photopolymer lets me do that, that saves time because then I'm not trying to center the die around the stamped image. And straight up and down. Oh, fantastic. Isn't that font beautiful? That is just such a pretty, pretty font. Okay, so at this point, we'll see if you think I've lost my mind. But thankfully, I've had some other feedback that they just loved it. I wanted to bring it out even more. So I started with Blackberry Bliss. I, rubbed that in with a blending brush. And I thought, wow, that is so dark. It looks black. And it was not exactly where I want it to be, but all right, Miss Mary. And then I had an idea. All right, well, Miss Mary, that'll be up to you, but I'm showing you something I love, something out of the traditional. Anyway, so the Blackberry Bliss was looking black, and I thought, "Wait a minute," and and I don't know, I just wasn't pleased with what I was doing with it, and then I decided, what would happen if I tried black? I have never done this before, and, pulled in the black and just lightly adding some, and I liked it a lot. And it reminds me, and I can't think of what, I'm trying to pull it out, but something a little antique-y. Huh. And of course, my next thought would be I'll be putting it on basic black cardstock. And what's cool about this, it's not really getting down in there. I'm not pressing hard, but it's embossing that raised area. So it looks tarnished to me. And I just thought that is so rich. You know, what's nice is underneath me, I have this silicone mat. And that silicone mat, I'm not concerned about, um, ruining anything because, it will resist the ink. So that's really nice too. This I have under me all the time. And this is where I picked it up. There you go. And like having that, and the adhesive doesn't stick to it, and I'm all set. Okay, so let's do this and show you how I finished the card. All right. So, of course, I have basic black cardstock. And I thought, okay, I need some contrast. So out came just a little hint of the basic white. Now look at that, right? It just, if I did a whole thing like that, that was just too much. It just needed this tiny little hint. And because it's a hint, you have to be careful putting it on there because it will tell if it'll tell if you're off. So I will have to carefully put that on there. And I've discovered, because you need something strong whenever it's embossed, and normally I'd use the mini glue dots. Well, the tear and tape adhesive, wow. I mean, it is a really good hold, and then I can just put it everywhere. It's quicker, but just this amazing hold. And I do like quicker. And every bit of it, because sometimes when it's embossed, I can put mini glue dots and it might buckle a little bit or raise up because it's embossed. This is going to prevent that. And so let's just do our perimeter with it, because this is strong enough to keep the boxes together, the 3D boxes. So it's definitely strong. Now, whenever I use the tear and tape, I always press on it, because if it has a really good hold to what I just put it on, it's going to make the backing easier to come up. As I say that, there we go. There. And like I said, an amazing hold. So not the typical color, but I'm hoping you're enjoying this. And then we will finish it up, because the finishing touches, well, always finish it. So an online exclusives available for an undetermined amount of time. Like I said, it says low inventory. It could be the end of it. I never know. It's not something. So here I'm taking my time, make sure I have it good and even before I start pressing down. That little hint of white, fantastic. Okay, and so now this is such a simple card. We're going to dress it up, and one way to do that is with Stampin' Dimensionals, these foam adhesive dots. So let's put one in each corner. You know what I haven't done? Please give my video a thumbs up and a share, and of course come over and say hello. And if you would give the thumbs up and share, I sure would appreciate that. That just doesn't cost you a penny, but it lets YouTube know that, oh, people seem to like her video. And so, then they might show it to more people. So any kind of love you can give, I appreciate. very, very much. All right, so I'm getting that backing off. Okay, that one's not cooperating, so we just do our little thumbnail, press down, makes that edge pop up, and right on here, and just so elegant. But black is just, I think, the perfect neutral. Okay, and so then we have our hello, because I wasn't anxious to cover up a lot. Isn't that pretty? But that felt unfinished. So let's do this. You know what? I've got my tear and tape here. Go ahead and tear off. I mean, I love this stuff. You literally just tear it. We used to have something called sticky strip, and you'd have to cut it, and and it was like a plastic backing that you'd get it off, but then it would cling to everything, and you just couldn't get rid of it. So I've got this, and then I have here the Baker's Essentials pack, Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and I want the black, of course. And we're not doing a bow. This is going to be super simple. Just start it, and we've got the adhesive to catch it. A loop, and however big you want. I mean, this is a small greeting. I don't want a lot sticking out, but all that's just catching into the adhesive I just put down. And I like to work off of the roll. Then I'm not wasting it, because if I guess, I may get it too short, but usually just way too long. And so this will, save our baker's twine. And I work that way with the ribbon too. And there we go. And so super simple to do, but that just really added something to my small sentiment without taking over. So back with the Stampin' Dimensionals. And I want to do two. One in the center, I think it would wobble. And right over top of the adhesive, and that's also will help keep it in place, right? Okay. Peel these off, and then I think you're going to like the embellishment for the finishing touch. Right, so right about here, there we go. And look how pretty. Oh, I know what they're called. The two-tone sparkle gems. They've got that pink in there. This is just so stinking pretty. So we've got them in two sizes. So I always press down, so the adhesive is sticking to the embellishment and not on that acetate sheet. And I'm going into these flat areas. Okay, and one over here. All right, well, this is flat. Fantastic. And so we'll mix them up. And Grandma always said odd numbers, but 3 didn't feel like enough. And these are so pretty, and I had plenty. It's like, let's go for it. Okay, so let's also surround our greeting on a super simple card that maybe you'll be thinking, ooh, what other colors can I use? With the gorgeous Sunflower 3D embossing folder that is in low inventory. So I'm encouraging you to get on over now to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I mean, that's a small purchase, but it can have a big impact. And so this is, the focal point of the card, but it'd be a beautiful background for something else too. Well, thank you, Miss Kimberly. Oh, I sure appreciate that. I was a little bit nervous because I was going out of the traditional yellow, and I certainly have never put black on a dark color, but I'm liking it. I may do that again. And so that, and then I do recommend, it is a wonderful stamp set and dies to have the Wonderful Thoughts and the Wonderful Thoughts dies that you can cut out, these greetings just all around it, like you just spent all kinds of time working at. Well, thank you, Miss Patricia. I sure appreciate it very, very much. And again, super simple. I mean, that took us no time at all the talking, and it's still only 19 after. So you could make a slew of these in no time, and just wow, that is a wow card. And that two-tone sparkle really makes it. Well, thank you, Miss Mary. So, all right, online exclusives, and follow the link that I have, because you wouldn't believe all the stuff that is there. And so you can dive into your Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even so much more. Also, Miss Kimberly, oh, good. She just got this folder. She's going to have some fun playing around with it. Would you like to see some other colors I tried? I just started pulling out cardstock, and then I eyed the Blackberry Bliss. Here we have soft sea foam. Pretty, right? And then that's Bubble Bath and Pool Party. So everything was pretty, but this was just so rich. So have fun with this folder, and I know you will. All right, so, and I'm hanging around for a bit. If you have any questions, please let me hear them. And yeah, life is good. All right, I'm trying to, there we go. Take that off. I'll come back over here, and then the chat so I can see you well. Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Miss Rhonda. Ah, oh, well, you all are so sweet. Oh, Miss Adelaide, good question. I think everything will look good. I'm wondering what color will not look good with this folder. You know what I didn't try? Talking about that, white. Because I love white on white. That would be pretty. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So yeah, now I'm going to want to try a white on white card. I really do like that look, that whole clean and simple. But white on white, the whole thing is right texture and dimension, with the layers. Wow, you've got the texture part with the sunflower 3D embossing folder. So yeah, just have fun playing with it. Oh, thank you, Miss Robin. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I just started pulling cardstock and trying things, and it worked. And just so rich and just out of the ordinary. I mean, I'm a traditional person, so I like tradition, but I don't know. There was just something I thought, well, let's not do yellow. So I had a lot of fun playing around with this, and I'm so glad that you're enjoying it too. And so, um, Miss Adelaide, oh, she had tried white. Okay, so I will have a link to my blog post. I hope still yet today, with all the measurements, and it will include the card sketch to make it really easy for you to duplicate it. And the supplies are already listed under the video on YouTube and my blog, so you'll know everything to pick up, so you can make this. If you hurry on over, because it's in low inventory. It's like, oh no, 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 no. Oh, Miss Molly likes the Blackberry Bliss. Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you all found time to join me, because I didn't give a lot of notice for this video, that you got over to spend part of your Saturday afternoon with me, and always appreciate that. So I don't see any other questions, but it's that time. We know what time that is, right? That I thank you once again for joining me. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Good afternoon, and God bless.